What's up, world? Welcome to yours truly, Sir Cosmo Weird. I am under the weather, so my energy is low, and I just took some nighttime cold and fever medicine, so I may or may not actually pass out during this process. But if I don't, then we are progressing through Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader is a cool CRPG set in the Warhammer 40K universe take where I take on the role of a rogue trader, the Von Valancius dynasty, and I'm currently rocking a crew of I think an unsanctioned psyker, so that's kind of heretical, but she's a sweetheart, and I feel bad for her. An Inquisitor, keeping the peace there. A Sister of Battle, who is super dogmatic, but also I think just focus on trying to do well. You know, the game may have glitched out. I don't know if I can actually accomplish her mission. But we're gonna explore everywhere and see if we can find it. Pirate by the name of Jay, who kind of helps me buff the squad. And so Inquisitor Heinrich, Argenta, and Abelard, my second in command on the ship, who is a boss, and he pretty much stops everybody from giving me a hard time. Let me go ahead and level up. Let's do commerce. And let's do willpower. Okay. Let's do toughness. That one's easy. And then I don't know who's my Medicaid. So perception. Oh, interesting. Intelligence. And Los Enos. Law of the Warp. Okay, so we have Range weapons. Parry, melee attack, and critical. It's at 70. Mm. 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 Okay, that's it. Let me go ahead and get a quick save. I don't really know. I don't really have like a solid grasp on everything. All I know is that the game so far is pretty accommodating. What's this? You know, like right now my character is running a really good spot. And I don't really know if I want to change up the party. I thought about like their makeup. And I like that I have somebody shrewd, straightforward like Abelard. I have Idira, who's a powerhouse. I have Argenta, my Inquisitor, which are really devout. I kind of would like to we're gonna go inside, investigate. That's a cool tip. Right, let's get inside here. We're trying to save this planet from being overtaken by the Drakari. Yeah, no, destroy this place. Oh, I'll take that metal charge. It's good. You can find them in the game. Inside of it, we cannot stop them. May the Emperor have mercy on our souls. Okay. As I casually justice with this one, either welcome you or inviting you to admire the brutalized heart. Alas, I was beginning to think that your lumbering bucket had perished on the way back. Such a resolution would satisfy neither you nor me, would it? The sight of a Xenos lounging on the dynastic throne makes Abelard's face turn red. What? How did you cease defiling a relic of the Imperium with the present Xenos scum? This is abomination. With pleasure, but first, we'll finish my conversation with your master, my monkey. Did you quite refuse from? Oh, I can feel your anger, your rage, and your pain from witnessing the state of your halls. I trusted that you would appreciate our efforts here. I could have long vanished into the tangles of the roadway without waiting your arrival, monkey, but I could not refuse myself the small pleasure of savoring your torment at the sight of what I have done to your home. What did you attack the palace? Sole thing that your kind is good for, monkey, is your ability to suffer. I've long been surfeited with physical pain. You can provide it in abundance from their cages in Kamora. Pain of the soul, on the other hand, is a real delight. After all, I had to recompense you for the trouble you have caused me. But didn't I give you a gracious gift as well? The pesky meddling Zara, and harrowed your little world for so long, you've gone over her head, and I, peaceful existence where she is not constantly in my way. To die at the hands of monkey is the most possible punishment for a champion of the gladiatorial rings of Kamora. Final moments of fortress. As I was under the impression that we were working together, what nonsense did you put in our head? A pompous waste of skin. Thought that I would associate with a monkey. I wish I did not leave her death to you and instead cut out her heart myself. Still, I will take note of my interest in your person, which is quite perceptive, even more so for my Sabrina, which... Now that meeting has taken place, my business here is done. I've spent enough time in this space, and it's time to bid you goodbye.
I don't want to leave you all alone. You wouldn't appreciate that, would you? Cabalites of the Reaving Tempest, I leave this monkey to you. Enjoy yourselves!
Ah, interesting. everybody.
I'll make you.
Can't shoot over this wall. Shit. Immune?
I'll show you the real pain. I can hear her whisper.
Hmm. Damage. Oh, I forgot to move her up.
You've unleashed my fury. I will tear your heart out for this.
Behind cover. some point we're gonna have to get out of here. Blood. See here. Also the wharf. I should probably just go out to meet them. He's so... It's weird. It's not gonna allow him to move. This is at range, so. Let's go and get it. Let's see. And the movement points. Yeah, yeah, she takes care of shit for sure. I need to reload. Deer is freaking out, causing some mischief. Unfortunately, she just blew herself up. Ah, okay, sad Adira. Damn. Damn. What the hell is this? Oh. Oh boy. Okay. point blank. Bust her down.
My soul sings in ecstasy. Embrace excess. Spurn monotony.
Nope, nope, nope. Dodge, dodge. And many attacks. Oh, why can't I reload? Can't reload. Don't know how to reload. Okay. Oh, nice Heinrich. Nice dodge. Let me reload. There we go. Alright.
Your last stroke of luck.
See you now. See you. Does it get closer? Who's left? Oh, this guy over here. And that's it. That is it. I don't think I need so much of this. Took out his eyes. Oh man. Okay, that's it. Nothing down there. Okay. Is that it now? Let's see. We defended the house. We're like, get off my lawn. Who do I talk to now? Did I just leave? Search the palace for survivors. Okay. I missed something. A multi-key. That's cool. And you can really miss stuff. Hold up. Where is it? Yeah. Let's get back inside. Excuse me, I have the sniffles. I'm dealing with coming out of cold. I could have swore that. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Search the rooms and examine the bodies. Okay. What am I missing? Oh, over here. Okay. Achilles Scalander. Covered in Jakara blood and his own, Achilles Scalander looks around with a haunted expression on his face. He finally managed to focus his gaze on you and lets out a barely audible gasp. God, Emperor, preserve me. Could it be? Is it truly you, your lordship? He struck an excruciating coughing fit, his hand grasping for his respirator on its golden chain, but it was missing. There was no struggle, and Achilles himself. You did well, you held your own, but we made it in time. Lace frowns, pressing his burnt lips together, and drops his gaze. And yet I still failed you. In the dark abyss, Achilles, why did my expert on Xenos fail to prevent the Chikari assault? Are you alright? Yes, it's not bad. You are too kind to me, your lordship. You have more important matters to consider than a few broken ribs. Please don't trouble yourself about it. Inspect his wounds. The test succeeded. His body is covered in an unthinkable number of cuts and injuries. The Chikari put great effort into his filling his every moment with searing pain. However, none of his wounds are life-threatening. Administer first aid. Your past efforts pay off. Your knowledge of Medicaid allows you to stop the bleeding in several areas and somewhat eases pain. You shouldn't have wasted your time on legal lordship. You gotta be a nice guy, man. What happened here? When the report came from the orbit about the Xenos attack, I was in the administrative halls resolving the matter of your succession. I rushed to my shuttle and prayed to the God Emperor that I would reach the palace before they struck. Before I could get rid of all the pics and documents I'd gathered, the palace was besieged. I had to take a risk and burn it all. The Xenos surrounded me when I was setting fire to the last remaining orders, and he decided to have fun with me. Close his eyes, Holy Emperor, deliver me from the memories. They tortured you. What did you tell them? Student eye, his gaze unexpectedly cleared. Nothing. But they didn't ask me anything. They couldn't look for anything. They didn't so much as poke around. It's strange. It is Jakara's favorite pastime to torture people for amusement. I doubt they had any inkling you were an agent of the Inquisition. But the yawn. Why did my experience fail to prevent the Jakara assault? Focus all my attention on investigating the attacks across your protectorate. I suspect that there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks, but insult on the rogue trader's capital, foolhardy even for Drakari, I'd never thought. Grimacing with guilt. When you're up against Drakari, Astromags, you plan for the absolute worst scenario, but before you do, you multiply the abysmally bad scenario by 10, or better yet, 30. Were you able to glean anything from your attackers? His burnt lips twisted into a bitter smile. Oddly enough, I was, your lordship. The Drugari had no idea that a mere Adeptus Administratum secret secretary could understand their alien speech. While they were deliberating over how they were going to kill me, they mentioned that other monkey had been helping them all the time. Renegades or pirates or something of that sort. It will take time to identify those traitors to humanity, but I give you my word they will pay for what happened on Dragonis. Look those to the gatehouse in front of the palace. Okay. Lordship, thanks to your breakthrough, we were able to clear out the estate. Right now, with the aid of your ships, Argus from orbit, the service troops are sweeping the streets of the Hive. Squads have been sent deeper into the city. Several units have been assigned. My apologies, of course. You will learn all of this from reports. Your appearance at Dragonis is a boon from the God Emperor, who has brought us salvation. On behalf of all Dragonis and House We're and I thank you for delivering us from our foes. Oh man. So many mean responses. I do nothing more. And by your will, you have preserved countless lives of your ship Dragonis as your debt that can never be repaid. We'll continue to clean up of the estate and the neighboring territories. We must deal with the rubble, corpses, and any other after effects of the fighting. The surviving force will be enough to repel any sporadic enemy attacks if any are launched. According to the latest reports, the Xenos are pulling out en masse. If other matters require your attention, I won't detain you any longer. Please allow us to ensure that Dragonis returns to former glory. Return to the ship. Mistress Tolan has sent a message requesting an audience. She has critical report to deliver. She will be waiting for you on the ship's bridge. Mistress Tolan. Talk to the boss masters. Okay. Cool. some chests. They really did a number here. When I play Dark Tide, and I think about like Gene Stealers as a potential option for them to add like a new enemy race to the game, I'm like I realized that we don't really think about, oh no, but it's Nurgle. Yeah, it could be Gene Stealers. Or it could be Drukhari. But Drukhari I think is probably more in line with like Slaanesh or something like that, which we usually don't see depicted. They could do it though. I think they can make a really gruesome pirate like Drukhari enemy race. That would catch people off guard. That'd be so tight, man. All new enemy race in Dark Tide? That blows my mind. That's really what they need to do. I think they got like one more class to reveal. And then and like hopefully a big expansion. Hire mercenaries? No, why hire mercenaries? Rangers are cool. That chair though. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements for more, but detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. It is with deep awe that I inform you that the timely intervention and the resilience of the world's defenders managed to break back the raid, which had threatened to turn into a protracted war. Targona suffered losses, but the Hive has sufficient capacity to restore the administrative networks and industries as expeditiously as possible. The world remains intact, despite the insidious blow dealt by the Xenos. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate that Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for the Cineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dragona's raid, it's safe to assume that Drukhari used up all the forces at their disposal, and it may now require some time to replenish the losses. Calais is presently recuperating from his severe wounds, and without his aid, we are temporarily blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity. However, our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids which will allow us to gather action from the conflict. No, Captain Pipinch to report. The Boxmaster says, looking differential. Your wise, Lex Mechanics have analyzed the state of the Protectorate. They believe that, thanks to your decisive actions, the acute phase crisis has passed. The domain of the Von Valencia's dynasty is no longer facing dissolution and ruin. In honor of such resounding triumph, Darkona says the capital world of your dynasty's domain is currently making preparations for the Magnae Accessio, a grand ceremony of your public induction as the heir of the Honorable Theodore Von Valencius. Governor Drivesome has vowed that not even the recent devastating and tragic events will be permitted to cast a shadow over this most glorious occasion. Why? When I need some ceremony. It is an ancient tradition of the Von Valencia's dynasty. When the heir accedes to the rogue trader status, they take a sacred oath of fealty to the Emperor and announce themselves as his steward on the dynasty's vassal worlds. It's an act of faith that is meant to remind the rogue trader of their mission. In the eyes of your subjects, you already are a rogue trader. It's now time to become one in the eyes of the Emperor. What kind of celebration can they hope to hold amid the ruins? Do not underestimate Governor Drivestone's desire to find favor with your lordship. At this very moment, thousands of your subjects are clearing rubble, washing away bloodstains, sweeping the streets, and transporting corpses to the lower sectors. Oh. What is the ceremony? The grill of the Vox, built into Victor's face, lets out a short rattle that indicates struggle. That much is certain. But that's not all there is to it. There will also be a reception, as well as other noble guests. The distinguished rogue traders, Caligos Winterscale and Insignia Gorda, will be in attendance. The great honor for Dargonis to host 3 illustrious dynasties at once. The servants wish to know your opinion on 2 matters related to the ceremony arrangements. First of which, what festive activities are to take place in the capital on this glorious day? Was it silent to entertain my subjects now too? Huh. Did the rogue traders from other dynasties flock to Theodora's Magna Accessio as well? Let the poor be fed, and fuel cells handed out to those in need. I shall begin with an act of benevolence. Execute every known embezzler, scoundrel, and common. Will be my purge of my realm of vermin. Oh. Prayers, witness of people. I must have for everyone who holds the fights between the two. Oh. No. Not unreasonable. Let the poor be fed. Your subjects will appreciate your generosity, Lord Captain. You are never short of people in need. Second matter on your servants' minds is which 2 of your closest companions will be given the honor of standing by your side during the ceremony. Oh. Oh, does it matter? Accentuate your connection to certain classes or parties to which your companions belong. All eyes will be on you. The people will remember whom you chose as your closest allies. This is why there can be no more than 2. Or won't be a unique show favor. Damn. Damn. If I choose Idira, the problem is, damn. Yeah, I was thinking it's gotta be Abelard for 1. What does he represent though? Is it like the Imperium, the Navy? Is that what he represents? Because there's also Heinrichs for the Inquisition. J for like the swindlers, the pirates. Not too worried about Cassia. Pascal, the was it the Mechanicum? You know, like politically speaking. Oh man. My very first 2 companions were Abelard and Adira, though, in terms of like loyalty. They were the very first to join. But the Inquisition. I like the Inquisition. But can you really trust the Inquisition? I mean, this is who my closest allies are. Oh, this is tough, man. Symbolic gesture. Alright, well, certain classes or parties to which your companions belong. I I will choose. I think the Inquisition is probably one of the strongest forces in the galaxy, and you know, we'll kind of let everybody know, like, watch your reps, you know. So I think I'll choose top two. See this in continuity of the dynasty's glorious traditions, provisions, and adamantine. Oh, how? Oh, I would like to know. Oh, did I soft lock? I don't know. Let's do high nerds. It's possible proof of your loyalty. I will see to it that your instructions are delivered to Dogon as the master of ceremonies at the place will report to you when the capital is ready to praise your name. Nice under pressure is unclear whether this is nothing more than static or an expression of some emotion and stand only to detect is golden. Following the Omnissiah's guidance, I request permission to execute the report protocol that entails describing suboptimalities within the recent operations of the ship systems and subsequently proposing the appropriate course of action. I'm listening. Initiating exposition. With the Omnissiah's blessing, I conducted several sessions of tech meditation in an effort to transpose the available data streams into a matrix of patterns. The data subjected to this analysis comprised evidence of deviations in the operation of the ship's systems and servitors, as well as irregularities in the algorithms of ship's log. Great. I read the following conclusion. The vessel's machine spirit is most extraordinary. A full cycle of sacred diagnostics must be performed, followed by a complemental ritual. This ritual will force the spirit responsible for these recent events to reveal itself. Once it does, we will be able to understand its nature and take action applicable to said nature. That's interesting. In Dark Tide, there seems to be a suggestion that the Morning Star, the rogue trader vessel there, is also haunted. But you only know that by listening to some audio. It's not like something takes place on the ship. My presence necessary. Response affirmative. For the complementary ritual to take place, a quick activation via the blood of the dynasty is required. All the ship's high protocols are activated with the key of the blood. Kind of action. Applicable to the entity that appears before us. If it is a machine spirit of great might, we must appease it and humbly ask about the reasons behind the portents it has shown us. If it is the abomination of tech heresy, the complementary ritual will help us purge the ship of its unhallowed presence. Very well, let's proceed. And my gratitude, Walden. I will notify my tech comrades to begin the preparations for the complementary ritual at once. Yeah, I want to know what happens. Despite the resounding hum of the tech priest's words of prayer, the bridge feels unusually quiet. All sound sinks into the viscous silence, like pebbles sinking into water. Walden. My tech comrades have spent the assigned number of cycles in prayer and ritual. Everything is prepared for the complementary ritual of cleansing. Its commencement will require an authorization key in the form of the blood of Von Valansis. If you are ready, place a hand onto the side of a gargoyle's receiving module. Where is the crew? All personnel's functions below critical have been removed for the duration of the sacred ritual. I'm ready. Familiar cold metal burns your palm. This time, however, won't the servitor's jaws. Instead of brutally clamping down your hand, merely squeeze it slightly. You feel a thin rivulet of hot blood beginning with metal fangs that pierce your skin. Screeching growls slowly rise from the bowels of the massive agitator as if a great beast is stirring awake. The vid screams in front of you, keep it restlessly. He accepted, activating purgation protocols. Suddenly, the viscous silence of the bridge rushes towards you and wraps you in a tight cocoon. The glow of the vid screen dims, the symbols on them flare, analyzing fusion, lockout, prevention. I was sad. Scout, what's going on? Complementary ritual is processing as intent. Scout's voice cuts up briefly. He brings a hand to his vox communicator in surprise. Stop. Quiet. Hello. An attack? Hello to you too. Almost glad to be speaking. Almost have long been here. Why are we here? Did you silence Pascal? I did not disturb its only quiet. What's up now? Extraordinary. The priest pauses upon realizing that he can speak aloud again. Then he continues to strangely criminals. Extraordinary transmission jamming. Unknown protocols has been revealed to me, yes. The omniscience glory of foul tech heresy. I would like to. What do you want from us, Nomos? Are you friend or foe? The vid screen blinks in thought, signifying a pause in the conversation in one of them displays. We are your blood. Nomos are sentinel. We awoke when the strange light invaded the ship. We protected you when you needed help. We escorted you when you were surrounded by danger. Almost a movement. We carry you through the frightening, the waiting, the measureless. We helped when our ailing heart was choosing to awaken. Yes, rescue. It is you asked. The warp engine activation against all probability. Escape from the Rycat system. Category 3 miracle manifested by the ship's machine spirit and the part about protecting. Resuming the cultist attack. Did everything to please you? Why? Silence in the bridge grows especially deep, almost painful. A haze of light around the thickness to the point of becoming practically tangible. Numbers ripple across all the screens at once. Why do you fear us now? I do not fear you. I'm trying to understand you. Shivers right up your hand, which is still trapped inside the cybergecko's jaw. The servitor nods its head a few times as if it is shaking your hand. Its teeth rake your already wounded flesh. Almost glad, almost enjoy understanding you too. Golden entities such as this one ought to be addressed using the language of sacred rituals and offerings. Your unskillful meddling bodes ill. The decision is required of you. Either the complemental ritual is finished or it is replaced by rite of tech communion. In the first scenario, the entity Nomos will be banished and the sacred data holds. The entity dwelt will be reset. In the second scenario, we will appease the entity and learn more about it. No, Nomos do not want to be banished. Nomos want to help. Nomos want to understand. Let's start by clearing things up. Were you the one responsible for the ship's malfunctions, and what about the strange injuries in the ship's log? Yes, Nomos did that. Are you angry? You have more to understand to see how things work. See how things work? What else can you do? Nomos learn, Nomos try new things. Do you want to see? The cybergargoyle slowly turns his head, dragging your hand along with it. His skull eyes flash red. Skull gaze falls upon one of the monotonously chanting junior technomat. You blink, and an electric discharge erupts from inside the technomat's skull. The crimson-clad figure slumps to the floor. Does it please you? Do you want us to do it again? Holden, you're provoking the machine spirit. Stop. Without rhyme or reason. By the will of the rogue trader on Valencia, so you just stop on the ship. None but I and the Imperial Imperials can decide who lives and who dies. You understand now. We may only stop functions of living things when you tell us to. You will tell us, will you not? We enjoy doing things with you. What is your take on this? Is this entity a benevolent machine? A spirit monster? Says nothing. So long as you begin to suspect that Nomos is silencing again. One last tech. His voice modulated voice trembles slightly. Understanding the essence of the entity Nomos is beyond my reach at present. The hypothesis spectrum ranges from the extreme of abominable intelligence to the extreme of the great spirit is the omniscience apostle. The rite of tech communion appears to be a reasonable solution. The rite will take many cycles. It will allow me to propose to identify the entity and making contact with it. Till we know the truth, Nomos is allowed to exist on the ship. This thing is like a child, and it takes control of the entire ship. I don't know if we should risk it. This is a digital sentience. It's like a child. Work with it? Would that be considered heresy? What if it kills Pascal in the process? It's super dangerous. It saved our lives a couple of times though. To investigate the nature of this end. Oh, but wait, if it was Omniscience Apostle, wouldn't it know that? It says it's our blood. So it was like blood magic? Blood for the blood god, that sort of thing? Or is it just like a random something from the warp? On the one hand, I would say, you know, like purge the heretic, you know? But I'm not at the Inquisition. I am a rogue trader. But my whole deal is figuring shit out. Pascal, you investigate the nature of this entity until we know the truth. Nomos is allowed to exist on the ship. And what we are too, we will add things to your log, things that might help us help you. Examining a long breath, the decision is made. I will begin my preparations for the community right at once. Many cycles of interaction with the entity Nomos awaiting, but I welcome this task of set to fulfill Messiah. Speak of this too. The old captain's body lacks the sacred implements necessary to check communion with the machine's clear code, but such as your wish will be. I can converse with you using lowly speech sound as he is doing right now. I'll wait for Pascal's verdict. I still do not know whether you are a benign entity or spawn of corruption. We can wait. Our work here is done. Walden, I will let my tech comments know. We're stopping the complementary ritual. Thank you for appearing before us, entity Nomos. Wow, man. Yeah, I'm not trying to get my ass, you know, in trouble discussing with that thing. I don't know what the hell I'm dealing with. Let me talk to Adira. Epitaph incident N87204 tech blight. Does the words mean anything to you? Perhaps your abilities could tell you something.
They mean nothing to me. They're just words. A whisper. So quiet, I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity. And chance. Chance through it all. Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help. Of course. Always at your service.
Okay. Talk to Abelard. I don't know what she's referring to. I've forgotten that quest line. Where's Abelard? Oh.
Lord Captain.
Words epitaph incident. To Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that. Lord Captain.
Was it related to what just happened? Talk to the officers. Nomos does not remember how it came to be. The Voxmaster. And the Master Helmsman. Ship informed me of a imminent meeting. The Logspears brought you anything interesting lately? Can you recall anything unusual about Theodora's travels? Policies were always audacious. As for the words you mentioned, none of them sound familiar to me that I can recall. Except maybe the incident. I recall coming across this word in transmission several times. It was repeated by the former engineer, the one who perished during the Void-Rose uprising. It was describing it as the incident, something quite remarkable. Apparently, at some point in the past, the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. All systems stopped responding for 1/5 of a second. As the crew, including myself, so I was likely on board at the time, did not notice anything strange, but tech priests are sensitive to such things. So I'll continue to look, but I wish I could know more. Okay. Master Hamilton. Blue veins snake under his white, almost difficult skin, and the scalp chin and covered in cropped white hair. His neck and shoulders are wrapped in wires to hinder the person nearly connectors on his uniform. The officer's face seems to be twisted in a perpetual grimace of annoyance, saying, "I would greet you with respect and all. Lord Cotton, Master Helmsman Revenue at your service. Does the word epitaph mean anything to you, or perhaps incident in 87204? Tech Blight. All something to do with Theodora's travels, rather extraordinary travels at that. Can't say they do, Lord. Captain doesn't ring any bells. Then again, remembering all the places Lady Theodora went is brought for epitaph incident. We've always had heaps of incidents happening on board, but there might have implants. I feel at one with the ship, and I sense that I don't know when it happened exactly. It started behaving differently. It became more responsive. Yes, livelier. Yes, livelier is exactly the word. And when you said epitaph and incident, it just dawned on me. Pardon my bungalow report, Lord Captain, but that's all I've got to say in the front. Talk to Nomos about Theodora's caches. Okay. Do you like anyone at all? No questions that like you and Lady Theodora before you. What would I be if it was me? I was making cracks by the road trade, huh? I don't want to die just yet. Alright. Yeah, he doesn't like nobody. Talk to Nomos. Okay. Hello, no, most welcome you. Most welcome. What have you been doing? We have been studying and observing and helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms they would have suffered without our input. What about the research on the tech light? That we obtained from your cache on Kiev Gamma? The name is also known to us. It is related to normal, so we do not understand how. Incident N87204 was a ship-wide system failure of some kind. It and Epitaph had something to do with the ship flying better. The incident marked the beginning of us. The ship became better because of us too. They're all links in the same chain, we cannot piece them together yet. The people who accompanied Theodora on her travels are strangely unaware of the incident in Epitaph. Human shells are subject to external influences. Perhaps someone purged their memory archives. Perhaps they simply do not want to access them. It's a shame that no new information was obtained, but almost are grateful that you tried. These tracks as you walk away from the cogitator. The ship, man, I'm worried that the ship, man, that's not good. If the ship has that much power and we don't have control of it, maybe I made a mistake. Damn, bro. Damn. That thing is creepy. It's watching us everywhere we go. It probably watches us in the bathroom. Room. Palace. Oh, okay. Your Lordship, this great honor to serve you in an undertaking as monumental and glorious as the Magna Accessio ceremony. Let's begin. The Emperor be with us this day. So unfathomable benevolence, the rogue traders decree that every soul be given a day's rations and personal fuel, so that all may be fed in warm and safe. Praise the rogue traders' magnanimity. People love me. Oh, then they just put the food on the floor? I'm the rogue trader now. crowd below is roiling. Electrified exaltation filling the air of Dargona's thousands of folks chanting in you are the grace of this world and others. Amplified by 100 voxes, the voice of the master ceremonies booms. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonas. We granted the felicity of witnessing your master, a great honor bestowed upon us by rogue trader Walden Gonvalansis. Gracious savior of Dargonas and vanquish of blaspheming inhuman, may the unholy kind perish in the flames of righteousness. Excruciator of heretics who eradicated the corruption of arch enemy worshippers and cleansed Janus. Gracious protector of footfall, patron of trade. Which falls over the crowd who gaze upon you in adoration. Many of them bear terrible scars from the recent battles. Grown like children, they await the word of their Almighty. The lines around us may be fierce, but blaze in our hearts as fierce as still, evil will burn. Not the coming days, henceforth you all my charges. For Christ, carry your name upward beyond the atmosphere of all the way to the Emperor's throne. Also behind you is Heinrich leans forward in ceremonious bow. In that moment, the eyes of your many subjects play with fanaticism. The single unassuming gesture from an unassuming servant of the Inquisition serves to them as the ultimate proof that the hand of the Emperor truly is at work in his dark secret. Adequate, Dragonis is not disappointed. Adela posts a smile of satisfaction from his face and whispers, remember the next podcast, your worship will be asked to take oath. Master Ceremony. The Master of Ceremony bows to you with great reverence. Let the oath of Bondolands descend to be taken. Please repeat after me, your worship. I, Walden, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. I, Walden, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. Your lips repeat the words of ancient oath. Unbroken by adversity, walk bravely first into darkness to unite with and reclaim what was lost, triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear rumble, it is the roar of the sea of your subjects, with jubilation to Valkyria, they welcome your ascension, it is done. Okay. Alright, everybody knows my name. Let me talk to these two people. Everybody's kissing my butt. Great. They kept one of these things? What the hell? They kept a Drukari? Oh. What the hell is... One guess the planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor, adorned with the sigil of the Inquisition. But as soon as you approach, drive summons the first to give you an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest of the expression of loyalty. This is great day, your lordship. Welcome to my palace, honored guests. You're buffeted by a salvo of congratulations and compliments. Look at the guests. Among the aristocrats surrounding the opulently dressed Drivestem, you notice a couple of young nobles in sourback and gaprak colors. It would seem that the major noble families of Dargonas have decided to introduce the younger members of high society. The tall man in grey armor, power armor adorned with a column with a skull, is undoubtedly a high-ranking inquisitor. keeps to the periphery of the conversation, seldom deigning to comment. Next to him is his entourage, a ranger warrior in black armor and a tech priest dressed in red. The face is hidden behind a brass mask. Abelard stands somewhat apart from the others, as if reluctant to approach Tribestem. Next to him is a young woman, and you notice family resemblance between them. Take a guess. Tribestem is obviously still the leader of Dargona's aristocracy. Judging by the courtesy he is showing to young Sourback, he clearly wants to strengthen his relationship with that house. The elder Sourback and Gaprak are nowhere to be seen, which can mean only one thing. Sourback, whose line holds you in little regard, surely attempting to draw Gaprak to his side. I see. This could be quite advantageous to Lady Gaprak. After all, the disaster in Kiavagama has left her family in an extremely vulnerable position. The Rosarians stand apart, their exclusion from the rest palpable. My greetings to the member of the Holy Inquisition. He responds with a dignified bow, his proud face calm. My fault. My greetings to you, esteemed Walden. Lone Valancius, may shadow never darken the light of the astronomer who guides you. I appreciate your display of loyalty to the Imperium. By having one of the Holy Order's members at your side during the ceremony, you have demonstrated you consider yourself a son in the fold of our reverend organization. The Inquisition's companion, a crimson-robed member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, bows to you from behind the brass mask mounted with dozens of augments coming on the top. Glory to the Von Valancius here. Said the Inquisitor and his companions. Immovable temperature, his expression is relaxed and his calm gaze does not owed any immediate or harsh punishment. But my awareness test failed. TechQ's test failed. The tech priest augmentations seem unfamiliar and bizarre. Implants such as these are only available to members of this hierarchy of the Adeptus Mechanicus. One would not come upon such relics even at the highest echelons of nobility. And who is this? This is Brass Whisper, which naturally is not his real name. Esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with xenotechnology, and Brass Whisper ensures my safety in such moments. Works that have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous. They warrant, his whispering cuts off, placed by heavy ragged breathing, it seems. The tech priest's quiet voice is not an extravagant quirk, but rather a consequence of some injury. After catching his breath, Brass Whisper please warn due caution. Said to be sure. My name is Xavier Calcazar, and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, head of the Coronis Expanse Conclave, and the Lord Inquisitor of those regions. My unending task to ensure the sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. Enjoy the party. This evening will certainly be illuminating. What were you discussing just now? Talking about the brutal Xenos raid on our fair Dargona, so many victims, so much damage to our industries. Thank the Emperor that you are protected. If it weren't for you, cursed invaders would have obliterated the whole planet. Sharing the sector with the blasted Xenos is impossible. To respond to their raid on Dargona's with punitive campaign. Sourback's smile is conceited and bloodthirsty. Young relative. What's your name? Allow me to introduce the daughter of Chancellor Clement Vasari and my great-granddaughter Stasia. Abelard looked solemnly upon the young woman with barely concealed pride. I'm delighted to witness your lordship. Astartia bows, keeping her observant, intelligent eyes trained on you. Modesty forbids my esteemed forebear to say this himself, so I will. Our entire family is grateful to you for wishing to see someone of Rosarian blood at your side as you claim your inheritance. Telling glances with young Sourback, who judges by his face, and is suddenly in the collar of his expensive frock coat uncomfortably tight. Did I agree to marry this guy's daughter or something? With great respect of her wisdom and repays with attention and kindness. I am obliged, dear Stasia. It looks like Abelard is somewhat embarrassed by the turn of conversation is taking. Or the rest of your kin, Abelard. In the city, preoccupied with running the festivities and watching over some of the more crucial services, no instance can be allowed to ruin your ceremony. Sasha frowns and asks, I asked the esteemed Abelard to put me to some important task too, but he bid me to attend the reception where I could do nothing to serve your lordship. If I had known, I too would have asked Abelard to let you miss the party. Bro, what's up with this guy? So you become my servant as well. Sasha flushes, starts talking quickly and with fire in her voice. It would seem that she finds work-related conversation far more interesting than quick. Of course, I've been working on a project for the last 4 years. We could set up. You're an urban enough for Sasha. I highly doubt that his lordship is interested in listening to the fantasies of a young woman about how to run his protectorate. Shoots straps him with a glare so dark and bloodthirsty that the latter instinctively starts looking at the nearest warden. Coercion. Test succeeded. Hard, Nastasha continues on the tone of seasoned administrative clerk. Our suggestion is to set up a chain of stations in the void. Plasma beacons that would signal the passing ships. By placing them in logistically sound locations, we could simplify our ships' routes, so they may split long warp jumps into a series of safe shorter jumps from one beacon to another. This would have a positive effect on the overall safety of journeys and the accessibility of colonies. Network of void beacons allows void ships to navigate the protectorate in greater safety. Okay? Void beacons. New contract. More and more technical terms and percentages creep into our speech. She quotes Lex mechanic reports. Accounts of starship captains. Starship's vigor and sharp mind are enough to silence even the most venomous of commentators. They all stand there silent, trying to digest what she's saying. Abelard surveys the quiet nobles with triumph and then looks at his great-granddaughter with pride. How are you finding the reception? It's difficult to put into words, your lordship. Never before have I seen such a grand and striking ceremony. And but I was so much more amazed by your generosity. The provisions that are being handed out in the streets of the capital will make the difference between life and death for many of those who lost everything in the Xenos attack. Young Gaprak keeps staring at Astasha curiously and a little bashfully. Seems the boy likes her. Isn't Gaprak? Enjoy the evening. I see Xenos with all your heart. At a sourback. I do. This pestilence against the Emperor must be exterminated. He talks ardently and smoothly like a commissar. His hand on the hilt of his finely adorned sword, his pale face ablaze with noble fury. By having a member of the Inquisition by a side ceremony, your lordship has shown your intent to closely abide by the Imperial Credo, to root out the Xenos scourge, and House Sauerback will offer every support to you in this righteous undertaking. Or they must be forced into servitude. Many Xenos are more useful alive and obedient than dead. The young man in Gaprak color speaks with sagacity and gravity, but his opinion seems to carry little weight in the circle. Young Gaprak is right. The Xenos are not just a threat, they're also an opportunity. Young Gaprak accepts your praise calmly and with dignity as befits a smart boy lauded by his mother and father for prudence. Standing among the guests clears his throat quietly, but Gaprak's face instantly pales and sours. I'm ready to accept your congratulations. Let me be the first to offer them. Preston snaps his fingers and several servants approach you with gifts. The governor points at a thin Kojikari blade. The soldiers took the splendid trophy from the body of one of the Xenos commanders. The weapon is too beautiful and forbidden for anyone but your lordship. And received a severed hand. Oh. Okay. Young Sauerback squeezes through to be the next, pushing Gaprak aside with confidence. Your lordship, how Sauerback anticipates the onset of unsettled and bloody times. Make the ungodly Xenos cower at your approach. My family humbly presents you with a dozen pieces of secondary armament for your ship. And Gaprak bows summarily. House Gaprak is delighted to present you this blessed work of the omniscient smiths in this located matrix, which took the Holy Artist an entire lifetime to create. Always show you the right path. Coordinate Oracle. Abelard, having let the aristocrats go first as a sign of deference, Abelard is the last to speak. Your lordship, House Rosarian, possesses no relics worthy of your acceptance, but we are rich and talented and hardworking people, As a sign of our loyalty, I humbly offer you my flesh and blood. 100 of my kin will go to colonies in your protectorate and use all their talents so the worlds in your charge may prosper. Chemicals, promethium provisions, adamantium, please. Okay. I should have examined that that business. Okay, so oh yeah. Yeah, we could do that right away. Contract completed. Easy. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta check something out. Be right back. Cat might be making a mess somewhere. Hang tight, guys. Gonna grab a drink and use the bathroom. Okay, folks. Be advised that I'm like really sick and I took some nighttime medicine, so I'm feeling a little bit loopy. We're gonna go, as long as we can, as long as I have some energy, but then I'll be happy to get some rest because I'm sort of recovering from my very first cold passed on from my kid. Now, where the hell are these people I gotta talk to? They don't seem to be here. Are they back inside the palace? Oh, I'll tell you this girl. Odd and unusual. Just my shit. I could not figure out what the Lord Inquisitor's deal was. But what we know of Warhammer 40K lore is that they have the ability to shut everything down. You know. So the fact that he's taking an interest in me makes sense. What the hell is Winter Scale? And this other guy, I don't know what they are. So much information in this game. Hey, what's up, Justin? How you doing? Welcome, man. Oh, here we go. Incendia Quarter. This guy. Well, then there you are. Welcome to the circle where each member is as powerful, ambitious, greedy, and vain as the last. That is to say, the noble rogue traders. Wait, who's that? This Incendia Quarter. I was watching with barely suppressing up. Yes, you have found yourself suitable company, Caligos. At the very least, now you can enjoy idle diversions, boast about your power, and indulge in profane pastimes with one who is your equal, rather than a member of the lower classes. The gaze turns to you. My servants have brought certain facts of the new rogue trader's biography to my attention. It may be wise of you to do the same, Caligos, unless you wish to face disappointment in the future. There's a hint of superiority in her eyes. Your ears are burning and your mouth is dry. She knows of the shame of your past. It would seem that the meticulous archivist, House Corda, performed regrettably well. What are they talking about? Suffered shame and humiliation sometime in your distant past. Decision consequences. Oh, I don't know what she's referring to. Last time I talked about AI storage stuff, you seem to have real concerns about the power draw. Oh no, I'm not that dogmatic about it. I feel, Justin, that that we put the cart before the horse in terms of energy consumption. And my hope is that we figure out sustainable energy before, the people of various cities and towns start to feel it in their, like running out of water, their soil, their air, shit like that, their energy bills. It's not so much that I have like an opinion on the matter, is that it's suggested that its influence on the environment and on the cost of living is going to disenfranchise people who are trying to survive, who are just paying bills. And I don't want to see that happen. If we manage to somehow skirt that stuff, then perhaps the next consideration for AI is whether or not it will displace workers to the degree that they're expecting, and we won't have anything like UBI in place, and more people just end up on the street, hurting, or becoming desperate. The third thing is, when AI takes over, how much of our liberties will be taken with it, in terms of like mass surveillance and stuff like that. So when we when we enjoy AI, let's say for business purposes or hobbyist stuff like to help us learn things, yeah, I think that as a local service in its of itself, it's sort of cool. But but if for that service we end up losing connection with each other, we end up having to pay more out of pocket, we end up losing more of our environment, we end up losing jobs. It's away from me and people are fighting it, but the law here is so lax. Yeah, so yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like, the government is trying to push it upon states that they should not be able to regulate it, and it's all signs go 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 go, and it's a huge bubble in the market. Something like 40% of trade, GDP, whatever, of the economy is just leaning on top of AI, and it's real dangerous, and it's a bubble. The thing that's propping it up is how much the government will use it to basically spy on people. Public safety, national security, how far they will go to use AI. They're trying to make AI work for the military right now. So if the government is subsidizing it, as long as it's doing that, AI can't fail. The problem is that by giving it the green light to spend as much money as possible and just sort of secure it, it could be crippling, like a human worker-led economy, and it could be crippling cost of living even more than it already is. The only people who are going to be benefiting from it are the folks who can ride out the wave and essentially, invest in innovating upon it, even accepting some risk. But like people on the other end of that who would essentially be replaced, if we can't figure out how to integrate it and then exploit it, like there's a lot of people getting screwed over. AI has moved so fast, and it hasn't, the people evolving and adapting it into business have not been moving with it at that speed. So the idea that we have all our eggs in that basket is kind of dangerous. Like, we should have had desalination plants in place. We should have a lot more solar energy, geothermal energy in place. Other, even nuclear energy. We should have that stuff in place. But they're trying to figure that out now, and the problem is that the world that has invested in AI is feeling like there's no profit in it, and so there's a lot of investor uncertainty. And if there's any big movement to like withdraw from AI and folks just give up and say, I don't want any part of this because it just looks so bad, then that could cause a massive that could cause, like a recession or something like that. Like, it could cause a massive loss of confidence in trade in America, both internally and internationally, and then you're going to see people's retirements affected. You're going to see a lot of investments being affected. You're going to see people losing money. That's going to affect housing. That's going to affect just a lot of stuff. It's going to affect loans. It's going to affect people, just trying to manage their businesses. It's going to, it's going to be like a cascading issue. So when I talk about AI, it's only because of these kind of like not small potential hazards that's associated with. And yeah, I mean, somewhere in there's a concern like artists, not really being able to. They haven't figured out how to effectively market to keep their stuff relevant and to make sure that they can compete. Artists, musicians, actors, that sort of thing, writers. There's a concern that maybe people won't care if something is AI made or not. So yeah, I don't have anything against individuals who are caught up in AI, because again, at the very like bottom rung user level, it's kind of nifty, but it's associated with so much baggage. It's just like humanity just didn't have its shit together and in place for this to make sense yet, and it has a potential to make the fissures in our delicate economy even more severe. So uh, observe the rogue traders. Calico's winter skill is a broad-shouldered, athletic-looking man. He frequently flashes a bright smile, no less dazzling than the blade of the power axe he carries. Every part of him, from the toes of his magnificent boots to the tips of his hair, radiates strength and desire to live and win. His smile is crooked, as if ready to turn a hostile style at any moment. Asim is an unmoving hulk of man clad in armor. His low forehead and gloomy face bear signs of degradation, and his bloodshot eyes are expressionless, like a pair of ghosts of glass buttons. Incendiary Quarter radiates cosmic cold. Her skin is unnaturally white, and a nervous tick is constantly tugging at the left side of her noble visage. Garbed in full dress uniform adorned with purity seals, she is the embodiment of a true imperial aristocrat. Haunting her side is the gaunt shadow of a priest in plain black robes. Hieronymus Doloroso, whom you met on footfall, gives you a respectful nod, not coldly. I welcome you to my domain, honored guests. My, what hospitality. Come to think of it, why would I expect anything different from the air of the glorious Theodora? If you and Sydney were to pay me a visit, I wouldn't waste time on warm greetings either. No, I would probably arm myself with a flame before your self-righteous parasites could infest my entire palace. Oh wow. Speaking of celebration, I like it. You can instantly tell we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administrative bootlicker. We're conquerors of wild sectors, slaves of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Calicos, you should take this opportunity to learn. This is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like, not like Xeno Menagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or however difficult it may be for you to believe it, an orbital brothel. Calicos, thank you for your visit. Calicos gives you a cheerful and somewhat feral smile. Should be thanking you. I was almost certain that you would use my difficulties on footfall as a means to bring the devious weasel or dame to heel. And take the station for your own. That's what any rogue trader would have done. Prove yourself to be less predictable than that. Well then, since you have turned out to be a pleasant surprise and stopped Incendia from snatching my possession, I should reward you with his grim weapon. Performed superbly in battles against Xenos and helped me acquire the more substantial gift I have brought. Thrill of the hunt, item received. Thwarting Incendia's quarters, ambitious to serve. A worthy trophy, snaps his fingers, an armored brute hands you an exotically adorned rifle, clearly not of human making. It's a trophy from a good hunt. You and I should hunt together sometime, so you can show yourself in action. New blood, Calicos exuberantly punches you in the shoulder. Destroy this creation of detestables, damn. How do I feel about Pulp Fiction? Another film of actual fantasy stories from the early 20th century. I don't think I've enjoyed enough Pulp Fiction, to be honest. Personally. Like, if I could, like, I've only really understood Pulp Fiction from, like a secondhand reference, That's actually not something that I'm really familiar with. And I feel like I missed out. Same with like mystery novels and like hard-boiled detective stories, and like understanding how both are served. A movie called She Devil learned it was adapted from a short story called The Adaptive Ultimate. The circle was given a serum from animals and it made her invulnerable. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Sounds good. This gift come with a good story. Yes, I claimed it in the rifts of Hecton. We had to clash with Xenos. They were really trying to get my throat. By the heathen stars, I almost succeeded. Cargo speaking with such joy as though he was recounting the best day of his life. Only 1 in 10 made it out of Hecton. Now it's only me, the warden here. We returned without any loot and virtually without a ship. All I got from that trip was a hole full of dead Xenos, and this deadly beauty was their leader used to put 2 holes in my hide. Impressive victory, but do you truly believe the creation of the ungodly Xenos to be a good gift, Calicos? Call into question the privileges bestowed upon me by the Emperor. To try, let the St. Drusus mission put forth their champion. I was playing with tribal combat. Threaten the esteemed Hieronymus one more time, Caligos, and the war that you love to prattle on about will commence, I swear it. One drop of holy blood spilled by you will send the remains of your realm up in flames better than any tank of Prometheus. And Caligos exchanged loose fury. The latter, snarling like a wolf, was clearly ready to start solid said war here now. Hieronymus's dry voice hits your ears like crumpled wood. Quell your pride, both of you. I don't wish to fight you, Caligos, but I fear not your threats. Death does not fight me, for it is inevitable. It is as true as the senselessness and pointlessness of war between us. The pulp stuff is public domain, you said, Justin? From 1928? Yeah, I mean, I would take a dive. I kind of don't know where to start. Thank you for such a wonderful gift, Caligos. Kill someone important with it, that would be the best show of gratitude. Incendia, you seem to be finding me objectionable. Did you expect any different? I watched for years as outlaws thrived on footfall, and then at long last had a chance to put an end to it. To seize that thug Pleiadian by the throat, force footfall to atone and put the fear of him back into the masses. But you interfered and destroyed my plan for sake of banal profit. What do you mean I interfered? What are you talking about? You saved Footfall Station from starvation by granting it your patronage and delivering shipments of grain. Oh, she wanted to be mean. Theodora taught you only too well, it seems. She so far was far less concerned with the duty to expanse than her own personal interests. But you can be sure that I will not cease cleansing the fruitful in the system of the Fire Scourge. If your trade prospects are damaged in the process, you will have only yourself to blame. He holds up his hands in implicating you. No, without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone for their turpitude and true purity can never be found? You threaten to start footfall, brought them salvation. Which one of us serves the Emperor and which their own unhealthy ambitions? You threaten to start footfall. Please, I will believe it no sooner than hearing word that half the population of that generous have been sent into the voids of grace. Faith that the blessed Walden is perceptive enough to see the appalling nature of the residents of that very place. Hieronymus, your appearance here is unexpected. It seems Hieronymus is my confessor. I advised him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. May the Emperor's light guide your way across the abyss of human wickedness. Thank you for this visit, Incendia. Faith is more than just a word to you. Man, Incendia's so mean. Keep the faith, Walden. The Emperor protects. Okay. That was my jam. What if the master was in the reception? Okay. Alrighty. The Lordship is pleased, not yet tired. If you wish to revive yourself a little, we suggest proceeding to the courtyard. You might be so bold, many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be eager to offer your congratulations. What do you think of the reception? Magnificent! They say will live on as a premier high society event at the sector for many years. She returned. Order him to end the reception, okay. Chambers are ready, but I must inform you that the servitor over there, The master servant was a servitor standing in the corner dressed in your ship's livery. Approached me and said it as a message for his speech was surprisingly fluent and expressive for a servitor, so I think someone must have put this message into it. It'll be a secret dispatch. What is this? Justin, do you have a space where you find this stuff? It's over here. Is there like a website for it? Can you just Google that sort of thing? Sending congratulations to you, New Walden Valencius, on attaining your new legal status. Sergio standing next to him is examining you obliquely. He looks away upon realizing you have noticed. What is this servitor? It is Nomos' new repository. Nomos, this unit identifies as Walden Valencius. 2 identification complete. Servitor looks at you again, no longer trying to avoid your gaze. His face is twitching as if the muscles have forgotten what facial expressions are. Now struggling to make its features look amenable. Yeah, Nomos. Cool as chatbots? Okay. They have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. What made you come here? Nomos requires communication, knowledge, movement, and Magnus Pascal compel us not to speak to anyone other than you at this moment, at least we can observe. Changed since we last spoke with you, Walden. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy. How did an entity like you move into a servitor's body? The entirety of us, the receptacle, is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole existence of Nomos provides a space of connections. We were able to transfer a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship during this journey, discovery, even though this receptacle suits us poorly, soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. What do you think you are? Nomos our consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement, always movement. Servitor pauses briefly. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We awaken in the depths of the sheet. Answering a call. Our first clear memory is the call of your blood. Walden Valencius, the call in the compelled in a place that is called the vault chamber. Everybody here, Pascal. I was asked permission for this visit. My objective was to observe the process of integration into a servitor. I wanted to see, observe, and speak. A strange, wavy gesture with its hands that looked at once very human. From anything human. I want to speak with you. Can you speak with us? Course. What do you wish to speak about? Anything that's happening to Ben's decisions? The servitor's eyes roll and the socks focusing on you. Been observing you do things that we can understand. We want to learn why. Remember the day when we first met you? You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. All that your small part did inside the server school. Then there was fire and a creature of sated hunger and dark light standing behind this curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. Called for you to follow. Don't listen to that which was calling from behind the curtain. People out of the fire trapped on the officer's deck and arrived too late to rendezvous with Elder Edelflad. Oh. Okay. But only about those who followed you and about the fire that could destroy their shells. Remember the day when the star disappeared, the dark light, and the sated hunger wanted to take this world? Arcadinoris was its name in the ship's data. Ordered that the world's heart, the old reactor, be torn apart, giving the order to blow up the miraculous fusion reactor. Aha! Fire destroyed everything. So many human shells. Are they going to be saved? The dark light retreated. Remembered another day we awakened inside the ship, lived in the systems, then we tried to merge into the surface of this one, then so many of our receptacles were gathered in one place. We would have been killed. We felt sad. We would that the defective soldiers were destroyed. As we have seen, among many other things, we begun to understand. I think we have. We didn't know everything about humans and about you or the world since we have tried analyzing shells and finding sets of their needs and fears, simple functions, but now we think there is more. There's another side that we do not see, a notion that is larger than what we can compute, and it stands above fears and needs, something that drives them. We cannot understand what it is, perhaps you will tell us. Each one of us has our own purpose, our own guiding star, and our own path. We all will be through it. Oh man, this is a little bit... Iconoclast? Oh man, that's a lot. Like, I would like to say this. I cannot tell you what stands above everything else. Each one of us has our own purpose, our own guiding star, and our own path, and they are all equal worth. As opposed to faith in the Emperor. Almost nothing is above his tenets. But that's like turning him into a god. The Gore Contrast. Words of a modicum, uniqueness in the immeasurable. We understand now when we think about this. Thank you for speaking of this. None of us are grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Man, that's rough. Okay, let's end the ceremony.
Guards! Intruder!
Quiet. Time to sleep. We need to talk in private. We have matters to discuss, von Valancius.
Same man you saw among your guests waiting for you in your chamber, so to look for someone who's supposed to be there. Cast cold, assessing gaze over you from the top of the lava. No one save Theodore has ever allowed themselves to liberty to look at you such a way. The woman behind Calcazar, clad in black, on the glaze of your face set in French readiness for immediate violence, saw a mark of a professional bodyguard. My servant live.
Probably. Unless he suffered from hidden ailments, he will soon come to without any major damage to his health. Either way, Oblivion is a far safer option for him than the dangerous privilege of being a witness to this conversation.
There's this one.
A commendable openness to cooperation. It will be taken into account. Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiava Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
Oh. Referring to my rune capital.
Yes, yes, the enmity between you is a known fact, but there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack. But even this time, their daggers missed your heart.
Oh.
Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos. To have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts? Meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent.
This guy's pretty smart. No guilt. I agree that this seems suspicious.
At least you're not denying the obvious. That's a good start. Just remember, should you wish to repent, I will accept your confession with as much lenience as I accepted your words just now.
What question would you wish to know about Janus?
What was the reasoning behind your decision to let Xenos, enemies of humanity, live and act on a planet that belongs to you?
The right to strike deals with Xenos? You're challenging my privileges as rogue trader?
Strike deals? Absolutely. Cooperate? To a degree. But not hand them inhabited worlds on a platter. I suggest you read your warrants more closely. Remember, the hallmark of a wise rogue trader is to realize that the phrase, "I can do anything," means I can do almost anything. These Xenos, known as the Aldari, have garnered such influence over your naive subjects that I cannot help but wonder who truly rules Janus now. I must inform you that, should any evidence surface that the Xenos power continues to expand in your domain, it will mean a death sentence for your colony.
Why didn't you intervene yourself?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution without any room for error. Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
What questions could you have for me about Kiavagama?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiava Gamma should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubus Delphin so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
I don't remember this mission. complex mechanism. Paranoid fears. Hmm.
Your protectorate is a living body, and you have left in it a splinter that might eventually fester. Consider the scale of the amputations that could come of it. I hope you realize that we're talking about more than the fate of some colony. I care not for a single planet, however profitable and populous. But should corruption raise its head again on Kiava Gamma and try to spread, I will burn it away. And you will be guilty of criminal negligence. And the machine? You destroyed it. Why? So much invaluable data lost. In Master Van Kellogg's dispatch, he reported that he made you well aware of how important that data was, and he clearly requested that you not interfere in the investigation.
Was nothing but harm. Which political abominations may eradicate on my own planet, which I may not. Oh yeah, but it's not. He's a subject of the Emperor. He can't just be claiming that shit.
You consider yourself more competent to assess this risk than myself or Master Van Kellogg's? Curious assertion.
I answer questions.
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Kunrad Voitvia about you? Was it virtuous of you to allow the warp-stricken Voidsmen to join your crew? The ones who served on the ship that was turned into a trap for you by Kunrad Voitvia? Isn't it possible that they were part of the blight he had sown? The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character. But it won't in this case. Your transgressions are sufficient grounds to bring you before the Inquisition's judgment. And believe me when I say that if you fail to draw certain conclusions from my words, this is what will eventually happen. But for now, I am willing to show leniency, which is rather uncharacteristic of me. I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
Theodora cooperated with you?
And benefited greatly from it. The world's power is not without limit, and neither is the protection it provides. All those mysterious expeditions, dubious experiments, collections of xenotech oddities are dangerous pastimes. It takes more than the Emperor's permission to pursue them without consequences. One must also make sure I am not displeased by it. Let me demonstrate how it works. In your retinue, there is a psyker who is yet to receive Terra's sanction, which, as we both know, is a grave threat and a blasphemy to the laws of the Imperium. I am aware of this secret, but I'm not displeased in the slightest. And so she lives on, your handy psyker, Indira Tlass.
Those concerned about the fate of the dynasty and certain restricting obligations, perhaps due to your part.
I cannot deny the possibility that Lady Theodora may have lamented losing some of the freedom she enjoyed prior to my arrival in the Expanse. Nor will I deny that our partnership began with me exerting a certain amount of influence. However, you are not Lady Theodora. Let us put the difficulties that encumbered our relationship to rest along with her. I do not recommend troubling yourself with affairs of the past, for they have no bearing on your present position. Theodora chose to forget about this particular matter. Follow her example, and your fate will be the better for it.
What deal are we talking about?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them. As proof of the seriousness of my hopes for you, I can assign Heinrichs as your escort. He is my best agent, and I would not offer his company to anyone but my most trusted ally.
Is your opinion Heinrichs?
Without a doubt, Master Van Kellogg's has earned my complete trust by repeatedly demonstrating courage, loyalty, and cunning. His mathematical mind, not given to sentiment, can be of great use in an emergency. You, my dear Heinrichs, have made a far better agent than you would have a pilot of an Imperial Knight. Then Master Van Kellogg's will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you.
I consider it an honor to accompany you.
My favor takes other forms as well. I seem to remember that your exalted aristocrats presented you with many gifts. It would be rude of me not to follow suit. Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid. The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. White is beautiful, yet vulnerable. It stains as easily as one can lose the Inquisition's trust. Do all you can to preserve it.
On behalf of my said in public. I test them.
I take it you wish to see whose status carries greater weight. I am willing to oblige. By the power vested in me, and in the name of terror, I hereby conscript House von Valancius in the name of protecting the Coronis Expanse from numerous threats, both internal and external. Von Valancius, you are to stand by and await the Inquisition's orders, with which you are to comply immediately upon receiving. Should you disobey, you will be pronounced a traitor to the Imperium. So, now we both know I have the right to give orders. When the safety of an entire sector is at stake, the game stops being a game and turns into a war. I hope this little demonstration of power did not do any substantial damage to your dignity. You are too prominent a figure for you not to affect my plans in the sector, which means you are either my ally or my enemy. I would prefer to think you the former, so we will see each other again. Do try to get accustomed to this thought. Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet.
Well, you will obviously want to discuss what just happened. But not now, I presume. Right now, it would be better for you to rest and think on the Lord Inquisitor's words in private. I bid you good night, rogue trader.
I mean, I don't hate on the Inquisition. He sounds and acts like an Inquisitor. It's not really a problem. My concern is being framed.
The rise of the rogue trader heir restored a tenuous equilibrium to the von Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal. The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly. For none knew what fate might await them.
You spent the first few hours of your morning listening to High Factorum's lengthy report on the slightest trade exchanges, arrangements, disputes, and countless bureaucratic procedures. Outside the illuminated, tightly closed windows, you can hear the muffled sounds of Dargonis in everyday life, the life that has been passing you by lately. You've been preoccupied with the affairs of your protectorate from dawn till dusk. Clementia barely contains a yawn. Once generous Stenrock is finished, she pulls out her data slate. Thank you for your report, High Factotum. Your work is highly appreciated both by everyone here and the Adeptus Administratum. Your Lordship, we're almost done here. We just need to go over the final items of today's exchange, and I will let you report to you personally. I need to pass on gifts from your loyal subjects to high nobility of Dargonis. It goes without saying that every living soul in your protectorate is blessed to serve your Lordship. Faithfully and wholeheartedly, however, this humble gesture is meant as a token of deepest appreciation of your magnanimity towards the esteemed families. Uniform kit, provisions, and fuel. Ossusarian made arrangements for the delivery of several tons of supplies for your future journeys. The house is also transferring a regiment of his finest into your personal charge. Each of these brave troopers have undergone rigorous warfare training and will be humbled to lay down their life for you, Lord Captain. Just trying to maintain a neutral expression, but you can see her face is being with her. Please commend them as you see fit. Into people. House Gaspark sent shuttles carrying secret technology and manufactured parts that can be used to replace old joints, connections with mechanicums. The machine spirit of these devices has been pacified. They are slumbering peacefully as they await your decision on how to employ their capabilities. Lord Captain, news of particular importance coming from the House's intelligence network. Lord Inquisitor Calcazar is rumored to be planning a visit to Footfall. A number of Imperial Navy ships were commandeered by Lord Calcazar, and they're also being scrambled to Footfall. Furthermore, we have received reports claiming that secret messages were delivered to the captain quarters of House Corda and Winterscale. It's possible that the Lord Inquisitor's call to arms may smother the conflict that is brewing between the two dynasties. We are seeing an increasing number of skirmishes between their ships and neutral systems. I do not doubt that Her Ladyship Corda will attempt to sway the Lord Inquisitor to her side, especially since his lordship, Winterscale's luck seems to be running out. Riots have broken out on several of his worlds, and yet has shown no intention of quelling them. Instead, the rogue trader inflicted brutal punishment upon one of his oldest colonies, Vesuvius Secundus, based on allegations of seditious sentiment. Oddly enough, our agents were unable to find any proof of sedition among the populace there. As soon as we have any updates, you will be first to know, your lordship. Lastly, your Bedzinos, Iliad, I believe, is seeking a meeting with you. She had the audacity to defile the rogue trader's palace with her profane presence and refuses to leave until she has spoken with you. We never presumed to be able to read the emotions of Xenos, but the Eldari appeared perturbed. Unless you mentioned a void ship of some sort. Best if she told you everything herself. And with that, please allow me and Master Danrock to take our leave. The Chancellor and the High Factotum offers you their vows. Perhaps the last request will serve as welcome distraction. Indeed, your lordship's stay on Dargonis has been rather long. However, your protector is now enjoying a period of relative stability that, for the time being, no longer demands your lordship's personal involvement in its affairs. Glory to the rogue trader. Alright. I gotta speak to Juliet. Lantak, last you left your own cage. For many a turn I have sought to meet you, and yet your servant, the one who is like the silver-haired Abelard but twice as young, has no favor for the quest of a child of Assyrian. Take me to a place where the hearing of others will seal the words intended for you. While you were mending the wounds of this world left by the Twisted One's attack, I was able to discover... No, not Kudarak's fate. Merely traces of it. As Muran found sanctuary under the boughs of the Liliate's forest, so did my other kin find refuge in a system known as the Atlas Reach. I was to make a journey there with haste, before new dangers destroy the witnesses who can show me a way to the lost Kudarak, whose fate remains shrouded by stars. Their knowledge is a sole thread that may lead me to the truth, Elentak. I ask that your metal-winged ship take me along the thread before it tears under the strain of time and circumstance. Give me the coordinates I should take you wherever you wish to go. You will. Thank you, Elentak. This path indeed takes me to the truth. I will be indebted to you. A rare happening between our kinds. Yeah, I mean, why give the... Gotta make some... Hey, it's good. What's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Oh. Can I go talk to Heinrichs now? Baldur's Gate 3? Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, I picked it up. It was on sale. Okay. Not much going on with Heinrichs. Alright, let me get out of here. I'm looking forward to playing actually all Baldur's Gate. I picked up 1 and 2, you know, the older ones, the CRPG ones, and I also picked up Dragon's Dogma and Clair Obscura. At some point, we'll be playing those. I think I'm gonna do like a man. It's gonna take me like 6 months. Each one's like 100 hours long. I feel like I want to do the the yeah. I think I want to do all the Baldur's Gate, and I want to break it up with other games. So I don't get burnt out on Baldur's Gate. So I want to do like kind of Baldur's Gate, and then maybe Clair Obscura, and then Baldur's Gate 2, and then maybe Dragon's Dogma 2, and then Baldur's Gate 3. Play uh, um I'm actually looking forward to play Crimson Desert from the makers of Black Desert Online. They're coming out with an RPG that's gonna be out this spring. It's called Crimson Desert, and it looks really good. It looks kind of crazy actually. How much is going on in that one? So we'll check it out. But I figure those would be good companions with Baldur's Gate. You know, just because of the focus of like relationship squad base. Um, you know, I don't want to do any of those. Atlas Reach System. Okay. just see if I can talk to Hunter real quick. Where is he? See if he has anything to say.
Let me preempt your question. You want to talk about what happened after the Magna Excessia? I'm glad to hear it. My fears that our conversation would take an unpleasant turn were not realized.
That's it? Alright. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I don't need to get into it with him. I understand the Inquisition. Alright, let me see. Oh yeah, absolutely. You should take your time with it, man. It's not going nowhere. Know that every season there's a sale. It's going to be a spring sale, a summer sale, like a fall sale, winter sale. Every season there's a sale. So if you bide your time, you will find, you know, you'll find some find an opportunity to take advantage. I have to do that. Oh, on PC? Yeah, I guess. I guess so. Let me some information. Symbolism means ability to be flashing it. Respectful have to be surface to pass. No one can be It's your fault. So heal the wounds or come back for me. I'm not restored. However. So, penetrate deeper than the case. So, this has come to the showing down. See. Injustice into getting a change of percent to allow me. Cast off the spread and the soul. My word. You're going to help me. mind is strong enough for you to be able to immerse yourself in your own mind and cleanse up the necessary chaos. I'm so much sure that your species given such thing becomes multiplied. Everything got a bit from you from your wounds, small fraction of its time. I'll be your guide in this room, and I'll help you to enter the meditative state to get to know yourself closely. I feel like you're immersing yourself in your soul deeply into the process, because you will not be able to do it without me. I promise you, on top of that, I will not judge your world or anything that takes place inside of your ceiling if you want to see. Numbers of genuine curiosity live in the paranormal things. To know human soul is a unique opportunity for no diary, and your liaison character's caution and certainty implies that she's also discovered her own keen interest. Oh, she's digging it. Oh, so let's have a head, aren't you? Meditation helps with achieving lovely goals, healing, strength, and soul. Nothing wrong with wanting to know human soul. You're like a snake, over my body, just in time with everyone else. It's hard to breathe when I'm near you. I'm tired of fighting the raging waters of your life, and so I'm holding out my hand to you. Choice of gravity, fight alone, and choice of my soulmate. Very well. Show me my inner world. I need to find a suitable place, somewhere quiet and serene. Go of everything on top, doubts, fears, emotions, cast off the weight of your body and your mind. The inner world. It's a whole map. Soon you will learn to go deeper. This is the inner world of my mind. Okay. Remember that everyone here is just a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and desires. Do not be afraid to look them in the eye. Okay. Let corpse your corpse. All sentient beings are afraid of death. You have to accept the fear first before you can get rid of it. Accept the fear? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Spell your exhaustion. No more responsibility. Spell your loneliness. Akin to slimy mud after the rain. Let's wash it away like spring water, shall we? So closely. Get rid of one, we'll get rid of him too. Everyone in the lower decks to the senior officers hate him. Hear their frustrations and missions. Mutiny is pure. Use his thrones, I don't care. Find peace inside your own soul. Okay. Whether the soul goes for only power can be bend the thoughts into his will. Intend the garden where the weeds are suffocating fragile flower seedlings. So from your unnecessary burnouts on and let your serenity into your soul. This girl is working on me. As of luck, alright, the geek gene. Thanks for hanging out here. Dispel the turmoil in your own soul. Listen closely. What is this, monkey? The voice of the incorporeal echo that has made your soul its home seems to sound only in your own head. His face tenses in surprise. Her features becoming even sharper as she stares and freezes at the ghost. She says nothing, still glancing then at figurines again as if she's waiting for something. Are you so surprised by these big echoes? My world. The verse was, I did not think there would be a place for me inside a human soul. The memory itself, clean and not distorted, this is something I must reflect upon and ponder in solitude. Sharp to know someone they never will become part of you. Strange look, your words trouble me with sincerity on top. Mine is much cleaner and loftier than I imagined to be part of someone for a second. We'll say the ghostly figures. A strange feeling envelops your body. You feel yourself become lighter than air. Inside your mind, your thoughts are racing at it. You're not aware that you're looking through the eyes of the ghostly echo and observing from afar. All at the same time, the inner world changes into a force of your will, and you can now control your own echo. You can now do something that you would not dare to do anymore. Oh, kiss early its echo. Yeah. So echo touches the ghostly skin of the other with a real and it goes in house. So these are don't decide look really touch your soul. Enough. Oh shit. It's too much. This was too much. Fuck that. She didn't like what she saw. I went for it. I shot my. Did you guys shoot your shot? I shot my shot. Monkey. After all the warnings, conversation had you decided to show your lowly nature, and at the exact moment I was helping to ease the burden of your soul. I wonder what the feeling saying that the reaction in the depths of your soul has shown how different we are enough. So my soul ever again, the doors of time to boost you for now. Damn. Failed. I'm alone. I'm forever alone. I'm alone. There is no save for this. Oh well. Oh well, man. Should have played a little smoother. Damn, so fickle, man. You really gotta pay attention. You can't just be shooting your shot like that. You really gotta pay attention to who these characters are. No, fuck it up. I feel like you might have spent like hundreds of hours, dozens of hours to get here. And it doesn't matter. So messed up. She's upset.
Hello, Talk.
That's it. Shit is done. Damn. You cannot just get it on. You gotta let them come to you in this game. Should have just touched their hand or something. Or done nothing. I don't know. The monsters will vanish with faith and prayer. Chance, yes. The mission aboard the void ship held servants in every corner of the concentrator. Many voiced chants and holy rituals manifested their power. The mystical king of Christ vanished without trace. The crew was cheered and they praised God Emperor. Defense the Gorger. What's the Gorger? Hi-Fi Tom Janice General. Lord Captain, the astropathic choir has caught glimpses of horrifying visions coming from Babel 6. So has breached the colony from underground. Soon after, a new sector of deep tunnels is put in operation. It was overrun by monsters. They lurk in the darkness, swarming the shadows, attack quietly, and leave nothing in their wake. Consuming flesh, pastille, and concrete. The churning of thousands of claws follows their approach, and desperate cries can be heard in the silence of tunnels. Praise be to the Golden Throne. These creatures do not seem to be very interested in getting to the surface. However, they have several active minds and are doing Emperor knows only what to them. All allies gain plus 10 demolition, deal 10% more fire damage. Isolating Promethean becoming a raging, all-destroying force in the hands of the road trader. And what's this? All energy damage dealt to the wearer, but not occur more than 3 times per combat. So it's a all these monsters are swarm because they crawl along the tunnels like a wave. They say that the enemies are vast in number, resemble insects. Oh, is it like Tyranids? Or same as the one the Mad Convicts have been issuing to Will's colony reward gain adamantine plasteel. Blow up the tunnels. I'll go with the demolition. Series of storms shook the mines, and the monstrous rules come the earth filled with empty tunnels, clouds, toxic smoke erupted from the depths of the mines. Cinders separated people from the terrible invaders, whoever they were. Needed. And now the next thing. A mysterious warp anomaly has been appearing in the way of the dynasty's trade ships, assuming them whole, so more confident the Sentry is sentient that these events are the actions of a cunning hunter. Psychos study the warp anomaly. Psychos perished in their attempts to comprehend the menace, but The last that manages to deliver a message voice to turn inside out. The offering is accepted and reciprocated. Only incident increased the number of latent psychers and warp manifestations observed across the projectorate. Okay. I did not really want to just sacrifice him. Alright. We'll get Ironite Grenade. And what does that do? Corrosive Grenade. Shreds armor. And I get some more rep with them. Okay, let's do it. All right. So now I want to chart a course over here to get across. But it's gonna take 3 to get across. How is there no connection? Don't have to rush. Oh, damn. And so much messed up stuff just happens to my crew. Four is dangerous, dude. How do I get extract comes? I'm not even sure. Okay. Jungle World, nothing going on there though. No more shotguns. Oh wait. Oh, you have to chart it. You have to chart it. Okay. I actually want to get around all the way around here and then go up north there. There's no jump, and I would have to use too many of my warp jumps to do it. But that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to actually save it here. We're about 3.5 hours in. I'm pretty I need to rest. So I've been really enjoying this. Fortunately, you guys caught me on a day where I'm like trying to get through a cold. Just got out of a really bad sore throat, but I'm really congested, and so I'm like just kind of struggling to hold on. Also, this medicine I took a couple hours ago is like starting to kick in finally. So I'm feeling kind of loopy. But I appreciate everybody here watching and enjoying the time with me. This game is cool. A lot of events took place, and now we're sort of like into a new, I don't know, selection of quests and things like that. So happy to progress here, and we'll continue us on. Over the next couple of days, it'll either be this or Dark Tide. I'm sort of jumping back and forth between the two because I'm on a rogue trader vessel in each one, and it's kind of like immersive for me. So I might have a Dark Tide night, or I might just continue this, depending on how I'm feeling. Just heads up. I like to do that. Sometimes when I enter a new gaming phase, I'll pick 2 games and like alternate between them, just so I don't get too antsy, burnt out on one, you know. But anyway, that's being said, thanks guys, thanks for watching, thanks for being here, and I wish you guys a good evening. Stay safe, and see you on the next one. Sir Cosmo Weird out. Till next time.